Okay, so now I'm in this, I'm trying to do the step 2. So I already got the spec.json, but one of the things I want to clarify, if you look at spec.json, now it has multiple functions. The first function is to say hello, the second function is notify server, the third function is add number, and then add number 2. And then for some of you has trouble say, I cannot compile because calculate not found. That's because the JSON file you're using, just by my mistake, you're actually downloading from the earlier one, that's actually doesn't have this section of calculate. That's why it cannot have the calculate, it cannot generate the calculate function, so it doesn't work, okay? So you have this JSON, and you have 2 CPP files. By the way, the Cyber CPP was I specially designed, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so you really have this CPP file, stub client, and stub server CPP. And now I'm going to generate those two .h files. So now I'm going back to my lines. I'm actually going to copy this one. I'm going to copy this line. So over here, I'm going to copy this line. So you can see that this is calling JSON RPC stub. So if you didn't install the JSON RPC stub correctly, then you won't be able to execute this line correctly. And then it takes spec.json, and the server, I call it abstract stub server, and the client is called stub client. This is following the direction of readme.me from the GitHub. So when I run it, now you can see I have a 2.h file. So one is stub client.h, and one is abstract stub server.h. So according to the this is not 100% necessary, but according to the book, they actually recommend to do this and make a directly call gen, and then move .h to gen. Move those two .h file over here. So if you do the lsgen, it has those two files you just created. Okay. So now if you look at the step 2, we're already here. So now we're in step 2, and we're done this 3 already. We're done, right? For this part, because we create those two .h file, I make the gen directory, I move those 2 files to the directory. Okay. All right, now we're going to, since we're here, I just follow this. So I'm going to compile the server. So I'm going to just copy this line. So this is a line that in the tar file I sent you, I already included in the make file. But this is the difference is that you have all the library you need to link together. By the way, I want to tell you that the server stub server.cpp you can download from this GitHub link. Okay, so let me actually go here, compile. Now you can see that I'm getting this program sample server built. Okay, so now I'm going to build the client. Similarly, the client you download from this here example, and then you actually copy and paste this one. This is for the client. Okay, so now you have both server and the client. So now you see you have a simple client, you have a simple server. So now I can do /simple server. I can just run it. And then I can come over here. Let me actually create another window for my, yes, this is the right place. Did I just create this? Yeah, I just created 1 or 2 minutes ago. And so now I'm just doing simple client. You can see that now is actually calling this function. Okay, it's calling different way, and then you come to the server, it says, okay, server got notified. Okay, so you see that if you you can neglect this exception 32100, which I believe that the demo program has some minor bug that need to deal with. I mean, in my tar file, I actually didn't get that exception. But the simple program somewhere, I haven't got a chance to dig into that. But you can see that if you can see that this part of the code is generating this one and this one, and number one, congratulations, you have a good JSON RPC C++ environment. And number two, you kind of get a feeling about how the client server are talking to each other. Okay, so that's basically the part one of homework assignment number 3. Okay, any question here?
Yeah, I have a question about the head file.
Which file? Sorry, who is that? Who is that?
In the homework 3 server. Oh, it's Parker.
Okay, hey Parker, I because my internet is being pretty flaky. I lost like 30% of your sentence. Can you say that again?
Yeah. So in the homework 3 server.cpp,
Mm-hmm.
It have include several head file called JSON .json.h and JSON reader.h, and in my Visual Studio it said cannot open source file. So I wonder what's going on here.
Sure. So let me actually first take a look. Where are those files? Are you talking about the tar file you download for homework 3, or just talk
Yeah.
about this 2 sample program?
No, I'm talking about the tar file done from.
Okay.
Oh, really?
You're talking about this section, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
you're running a Ubuntu environment, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? You run this command. Let me bring up my PowerPoint. So it says it doesn't have that. Let me ask you to do one thing for me. I want to just check whether your Ubuntu environment is being configured this way. So do a ls/usr include JSON. See if do you get anything.
It said no such void.
Okay, good. Okay, that's fine. So now I want you to do this. CPP. Okay, do this part.
Yeah, I already did it.
So if you do this, do you get anything?
Oh, let me check. No, it still said no such file.
Oh, no such file. Okay, so have you done this line?
Yeah, I followed every step and I did again.
So you do apt get install libjson cpp, not
Yeah.
JSON RPC CPP developer, and you don't get anything. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, we need to schedule one-to-one so I can see your screen.
Okay.
I want to see your environment. Okay, so maybe
Okay.
we schedule another appointment to do that. I love this kind of problem because Ubuntu is causing some difference, and it's interesting that we need to address that soon. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for bringing this up.
Okay.
Okay. Any other? I mean, maybe perhaps if it will help. Can we schedule an appointment for all of you are using Ubuntu, which including Ubuntu or WSL Ubuntu? Then we can sit together where we can share our screen, and then we can work on these things and make sure that everybody get a running environment. Okay. I mean, are there any other Ubuntu user here?
Yeah, I'm using it.
Okay. Okay. Good. So maybe I will post a session so we all sit together and deal with this together. Okay. Okay. Any other question?
Hi, Professor.
Yes.
So I just installed the framework, and then when you want us to write the specification file, where exactly does that go?
That specification file will be in the same directory of your the rest of your program, like a .cpp and .h. So, for example, hold on, 1 second. For example, I'm actually the program about the part 1, which we have this stub client CPP and stub server CPP, that the JSON file I just put it here, and that JSON file just let you know you should download that JSON file from for just testing, okay, not the homework assignment number part 2, but just part 1 testing. You download from this link. Okay, when you click this link, that's the JSON file. You can just download that file and then get your spec.json. Okay. So
okay, and then
go ahead, Priya.
and then what do you mean by for step 3? What exactly do you mean by implement the abstract server stub?
Yeah, when I say implement, I probably shouldn't use the word implement. I mean, I'm just saying that you're supposed to implement, but the code is already there. So what I say is you just download the server stub server.cpp from this link, and then you compile it.
And that goes in the same folder as everything else.
The same folder. Yes. Yeah, you see that one is here. Stub server CPP is here. The same folder. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That goes with step 4 as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Professor,
yes.
I found it actually works right now for I can when I tried the command ls and the JSON, and I found I actually have some head file.
Okay. So you do have some
yeah
JSON from the JSON CPP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very strange. I mean, for me, it's the same thing. When I run the Cyrus, that's why in Cyrus, my makefile is different. I can actually show you my makefile on Cyrus is this one, Cyrus. Yeah, I mean, in my makefile on Cyrus, I actually changed the C flag to have a minus capital I to specifically ask the G++ compiler to look for JSON under this directory. So that works for me, that works for you, but for Parker, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, Parker, can you try to see whether on your system that you can do this? I would say maybe you do this. I just wonder if you can do find maybe slash minus name JSON minus print. So I wonder from the root of your file to see if you actually have that JSON directory, or maybe you find JSON.h. This is better because JSON.h is a file you really want, right?
Yeah.
You can see if it's being hidden in somewhere. I mean, it should be USR include if they install correctly, but every
I have the JSON.h in the JSON CPP.
So you have it here.
Yeah, I have it.
Then why you cannot? Can you do me a favor? Can you actually try to uh, you can, let me copy and paste. Can you do this part for me? Oh, this is all pretty. It's a server problem, right? The server. When
Yeah.
you try to compile the server,
Yeah.
right? So,
I actually can compile, but when I just open the server.cpp,
uh-huh.
um, it said cannot open the source, but I can actually compile and get the um, .o file.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's a VS Code. They cannot open the file, right?
Oh,
So it's a VSC problem.
yeah.
It's not the okay. That's a different problem. VSC problem. Let me try to use my VSC to see if it has some problem like that. Okay, so now that's good. That's not the compilation problem. It's probably some of the VSC incompatibility issue to access to that. Okay, that's a different
Yeah.
issue though. Yeah. Okay, so does this trick does help for the Ubuntu that yeah, this trick is already too much. My internet is really slow. So I actually changed the C flag in the make file. Instead of just -G, I actually put this extra part, minus capital I / USR / include JSON CPP, because that's the specific place I want the compiler to look for JSON / JSON.h, which I don't have to do that on MacBook. On MacBook, it's already, the compiler already figured out where to get it. It's very strange between this two environment. Yeah.
Also, I think you need to change the for Ubuntu. You need to change the STD to C++ 14 or 11. Otherwise, we're gonna have a slow error.
That's another mystery. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
another mystery because you see, I'm actually using 17 on
Yeah.
Ubuntu and it works for me. That's also like sometimes 11, 14, 17 are giving me different warning message. I know 2A is actually not going to work with this. So that's why I've been using 17. That's strange. So I might recommend to all of you, use whatever 11, 14, or 17, whatever works. It's mystery to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So I changed the
suppose
makefile.
17 should work. I mean, it could be the environment you're in that your GCC or G++ compiler hasn't been updated or something. It could be, yeah. Yeah, the system is just too complicated. But thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I do saw that the other day. I helped another student. I have to put it down to either 14 or 11 to get it to work. For homework 2, not for homework 3. Okay, thank you. Any other question? So for those of you who have been on
Okay, so
homework 3, sorry, I just say one thing, is that make sure you get your part 1 done as soon as possible. Okay, the part 1 is not really ask you to do programming. It's really try to make sure you have a stable running environment for lib, um, um, JSON, RPC, C++. Number 2, once you get that done, try to download the tar file to follow the video I just provide, and so you can actually make sure that it's working and you know how to set up at least one call, and then you develop your number 2 and number 3. Okay. All right, Manuel, you have an issue. I stop you. Please go ahead.
just quick question. So I guess uh, 14 work. If I were to just like I guess revert back to 14 like my computer or whatever, I wouldn't be missing out on any updates in 17 or anything like that. You don't think that would happen? That
It's
would
probably okay. 14, they also update all the time. So the difference between 11, 14, and 17 is not about their it's different version of G++ syntax. In fact, after 11, everything should be fairly similar. Okay.
Okay, I was just curious. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Nathaniel, are you still here? Nathaniel, are you still there? Okay, maybe Nathaniel is gone. So he is asking me, oh, Nathaniel, you're still here. So you're getting you're trying to use CMake, right? You try to build the JSON RPC package from you try to recompile everything, which is a great thing for you to do. But I actually tried to do that myself. I encountered tons of issue when I tried to do with different environment. Even with MacBook, that's really hard. So I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I do want to say one thing. Now can you see my screen, right? If you click on this link, when you get to the package, and then there is a README file. So this README file basically is the things you follow to install. So they have two different way of installing this. The first way of installing is just installing from the framework, which I suggest you to do that. So it means that you don't need to rebuild everything from the source code. You just use that. So for example, in the Ubuntu, you do this, but in the Homework 3 specification, I add a few other lines because you will need those. Just do this. I mean, just doing this, you can already have an environment that's stable enough for you to do your homework. For Mac, you're doing this one. It will beautifully settle very nicely. And the thing is that if you want to do the second part is actually you can alternatively, you can build from the source. If you build from the source, the first thing you need to do is you need to build all the dependency about all this. And then the reason you got CMake is because you might be missing some of this. And then you try to do this. I mean, this is, if you have time, you want to learn how to do sysadmin and package management, I think this is a great experience for you to experience. But I do want to warn you that the difficulty I experienced, which I'm not sure you will have time to do that, is that when I go through this, I already realized that, wait a minute, you told me I only need to do this. I have to do like a 6 other line before I can actually get this line. If I try to follow this to install all this dependency, I'm not sure that's everything needed to do things correctly, depending on environment by environment. So I just warned you that you might get into a lot of unexpected situation when you go that route. You want to build from the source. So for just homework assignment number 3 alone, just try to do install from the framework option. Okay, if you encounter any difficulty, I think we have a lot of experience. It's a smaller, it's easier to deal with. And if you want to do this, it will take time for us to resolve all the problem. Okay? Oh, can you see my screen? Oh, you cannot see my screen. Wow, I'm sorry. Can you see my screen right now?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry. I was talking to myself, my own screen. Okay, so I'm saying that this is the document. Let me just recap very quickly. This is document from the README of the package. And so there's one part which is installing the framework, which, for example, Ubuntu only have a 1 line. Like here, they only list 1 line. But if you read the homework spec, you will see you need to run another 5 or 6 lines of command in order to get you the right environment. So that means that this README is helpful, but it's not reliable, and we have to test it. And for Mac OS, I think this guy must have a Mac OS, so his Mac instructions is always pretty stable. Okay. But build from the source. Now you see me that it says that if you want to build from the source, first you have to install the dependency. And I just got myself on Ubuntu a lot of trouble just get all the dependency. I mean, the curl, which is the URL part, the micro HTTPD, JSON CPP, and each of this, and then you have to do CMake and then you try to build from there. And I just see that it takes time for you to fix some of the issue over there. So no, you're not required to build it. You just need to install the framework from here. That will be fine. All right. So this is just my general advice to all of you. I mean, unless you really want to learn how to do this dependency CMake and building from the source, I mean, this is a great experience for you to learn as, I mean, for sysadmin and the package management. But if you are just beginner, you want to try to do object-oriented programming, I wish you can kind of delay that effort until you're more experienced handling things. Okay. Okay. Any other question?
Yeah. So the programming part we need to do by ourselves is to construct the no, it's to write our own code for client and the server part, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You need to basically so this is the 3 part I asked you to do, right?
Yeah.
You make it a little bit bigger. So I pretty much already done the calculate the distance of a flight, right? But now you need to implement this too. So you need to, starting from the JSON file, you need to update your JSON file to do that. And I give you all the freedom, whatever class, whatever object you want to use. You don't have to use the tar file that I gave it to you. But you need to provide the client server program with a make file. So we can, when we grade your program, we can compile your program and then just test it, how that will work.
Okay.
Okay.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Professor, in the homework guidelines, it's for step 2 of part 1, when you said you wanted to move it says move subclient.ch to gen. Did you actually mean subclient.h?
Yes. You're still looking at the older version of the spec. I'm sorry that that was a typo. And I also have a bunch of things which I after I released the first version, I realized there were certain things need to be updated. So I update a few things. So please download the newest version of the program.
Okay, is that on Canvas or Facebook?
Either, I think on Canvas, what I provide is just a link. And that link will pointing to the downloadable in the web folder. So basically, if you go back to Canvas, you click download again, you will download the newest version. But the source of that information is under this link. This link which contain all the files. So pretty much in this class, this folder has the newest information. And everywhere else is just pointer, including Facebook or Canvas. They all pointing to this location. So which means that I only need to update this particular part, and that if you just click that link again, you will be able to get the newest version.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question?
So for part 2 of homework 3, we need to model server's CPP and the client CPP. That's the 3 files we need to focus on. Is that right? Double check.
So Wei Pen, because your voice is cut off, let me repeat what you said. You were saying, if I heard you correctly, for homework 3 part 2, you're going to modify the server.cpp, client.cpp, and the JSON. I do want to say that it's something I want to just clarify.
Okay.
So this file
Mhm.
is from the tar file, right? So you can see that the tar file is the whole package. The whole package, I put it into a tar file, which has the server CPP, has a client CPP, has a JSON, but it also has a bunch of other files, including the make file. So for your homework 3 part 2, you have the freedom to add whatever other file you like to add. I think at least you need to have a transaction in a person.cpp, right? And you can design your own core object, you design your own shadow, and those files need to be included in the package. And not only they're in the package, but also your make file will be able to link them together to compile. So I don't have to do this compiler command like this one. I have to write a long sentence to do that. I prefer that everything will be built into the make file. So when I compile a program, just like what I show everybody earlier, I just type in make. It will automatically generate the executable file from the beginning to the end. Yeah. And so that's, I'm looking for you to build a package and you submit a package to us.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So just show you that you can get a lot of help to see how I have my make file. That's why I show you this picture. This picture is really showing that how the make file is being constructed. This show all the relationship I try to capture in the make file. And if you look at my make file, just see that. Okay, here. Yeah, that's great. You see my make file, I already have all the, for example, all the library, all the code about -L whatever, I'm already encoded there. So it's I don't have to type it again about I'm missing one library and things like that. It will all be there to integrate. Okay. Any other question?
I have a question,
Okay.
Professor.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Nathaniel.
When will you be holding office hours that I could attend or anyone can?
Currently, my office hour is Monday and Friday. If neither of the time was good for you, I can actually open up another hour of time. Last week, I did, I think, 1 hour on Wednesday as well. So let me just, I know we didn't cover everybody here. We have a small number, much smaller number. Anybody want me to host office hour tomorrow? Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay, sure. When will be a good time for you guys?
Sometime in the afternoon, maybe.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Okay. So let's see. Tomorrow afternoon, I will do a office hour from 1:40. Would that be okay? The same time, or prefer later?
That's fine with me.
Nathaniel, do you think 1:40 will work for you?
Yeah, 1:40 is fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
So tomorrow I will be here 1:40. The same link. Okay. I'll later announce on the Facebook or in Canvas. Yeah, I mean, it's so hard. I mean, every time I announce on Facebook, it's just one message click. That's it. Every time I announce on Canvas, I have to go to 4 different places, click lots of link, because I have 4 sessions. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So you heard me. If you have friends want to attend from this class, tell them 1:40 tomorrow. Okay. All right. Any other question for today before we close?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have one more question.
Sure.
So I downloaded the files that you told me to, but when I try running step 2, it says that um, spec.json is not found. The configuration file is not found.
So It says spec.json not found. Have you downloaded spec.json already?
Isn't it included in the download of the C++?
No, you have to download one by one, actually. Can you see my screen now? So
Yes.
for step, let me go back a little bit. Okay, I'm saying that either you write your own JSON specification file, or you can just use this one. So you have to go over here to download this file and save it the name spec.json and put it in the same directory with other things. So you have to, I mean, the things seems to me is that when you want to run this command, right? JSON, RPC, you want to run this line, but it doesn't have spec.json. So you want to use this line to get this file and put that in the same directory. Then the JSON RPC stuff will be able to get that spec.json file.
At GitHub, would I just copy find file?
Yes, yes. You can just copy that file. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any other question? Okay, thank you for coming today, and I hope you move forward with your homework 3, and just let me know. Contact me on email or messenger or Piazza to ask any question. I mean, I'll try to get hold of that. And then for some of you, I will see you tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Thank you. Bye.